Obviously, I'm thrilled to death to have all these club chairs, but also club members, presidents. As you all know, this award is just amazing. Uh, I am biased. This is almost my most favorite thing regarding Seroptimist, for the fact that the women who win it or earn it, I don't want to say win, can use that money any way they want. And to me, that is absolutely fabulous. So, a couple things. If for some reason I don't explain something thoroughly, or I have a tendency to rattle on, those of you who know me, please put in the chat that you need some clarification. If you have a question, put it in the chat, and we're also going to have a time at the end to answer more questions. If I don't answer it fully, let me know. And of course, if you think of something after this is over, please let me know. We have district chairs, and then I'm the region chair. And you can always email, your district chair and CC me, or you can email me. I've gotten much better this biennium than last biennium checking all these emails, but I've learned some tricks. Of course, I didn't come up with them, but others have taught me. So welcome. And let's go to the next slide, please, Governor Karen. So these are your district representatives and their contact information. And there's my contact information. And you might wonder why, on mine, just do the Live Your Dream Chair. Don't do my last name. I'm not sure why that came up that way. I have 2 emails in Seroptimist. Do not worry about which one you use. I can find both of them. So whatever works for you. But for District 1, it's Mel Wernette. And District 2 is Linda Maudry. I'm hoping I say her name right. And then District 3 and 4, Joe Brenneman is covering both of those. And so we want you to feel comfortable to contact us at any time. And for questions, concerns, we may be able to answer. If we can't, we will for sure contact SIA and figure out what the answer is. Okay, and I will show this again at the end. So if you didn't get all written down, we'll catch you up down the line. All right, thank you. So obviously, our goal is to give as many awards as we can. And if we all had, billions and billions and billions of dollars, we would just be spreading multiple. Carrie, okay, I'm going to not read the chat. Wendy, I'll let you do that. Keep track because I'll get distracted and get off. But Carrie,
I'll take
figure
care
out
of
which
it.
club. Thank you.
I got it.
Okay, thank you. So we want to give as many awards as we can, but we all have a limited amount of money. So I would love for every single club in our region to give a minimum of 1. Best would be 2 or more. Now, some of the clubs that are here and are known for giving multiples, and they have that ability. Other clubs can give 1. What I don't want to have happen this year is you don't get any applicants and then you don't give an award. We have so many different ways to make sure that we get you applicants, whether it is from another club or it's from SIA. They get people contacting them and SIA can send them your way. For those of you who have been club chairs previously, sometimes the transfer system of transferring an applicant to another club got a little frustrating. And the one thing I want you to know is if you have extra applicants that you will share, let me know, because then we have to figure out which club we're going to send those applicants to. We have to have a club to send. We can't just put them in a pool and everybody, picks what they want. I hope that makes sense. And Governor Karen might be able to explain this a little bit better, but 21, 22 SAA Shaping the Future, our region got the first place award. Governor Karen, do you want to maybe explain how that came to be or what that involves?
Sure, I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
I was super excited at the governor's roundtable that was online in July that the region received the first place award for program, which is the Live Your Dream and Dream It Be It signature programs of Soroptimist. And that came about because in our recap of what we had done over the past year, Governor Christie had promoted all the work that Region Chair Kate and the district reps from last biennium had done with Live Your Dream, with some of the innovative ways that we communicated and worked with clubs. And lo and behold, we received the award. So it was very much a team effort. And but I was super excited to get that news. And we actually just received the certificate today in email. So I'll be putting that up online here pretty soon as well.
Excellent.
So,
thank you.
Thank you. But of course, it all goes back to all the clubs participating too, that makes that award possible. But it's a great recognition for us that we got the first place out of the entire federation. So thank you all.
Thanks, Governor Karen. All right, next slide, please. And thank you to all you guys, because without you guys being involved, this wouldn't happen. Now, I know if you've been a past chair, you've run into some wrinkles sometime or another dealing with Live Your Dream, whether it's application issues, questions about things not going through, paperwork, yada, yada, yada. What I want you guys to know, and you're welcome to get hold of us, but these links on SIA under the Live Your Dream have all the answers. I think it's really important. Governor Karen, are we able to click on these to show? She's techie. I am not.
Yes, here you are. So if you click on the links, once you get the PowerPoint, you can click on the links.
Okay.
And it will go to the site. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if you can all see that. Yeah.
Because we're not seeing the link open.
Okay, so sorry. That's because it's a different window, of course.
But while she's working on that, okay, thank you. So this is what is under SIA in it's the Live Your Dream, but it's what we do. And everything that you need to know how to make the Live Your Dream work for the women that apply and for you guys is here. And I've cursored through it numerous times when I've had questions, and it has just been fabulous. But it also has a lot of information so that you can feel a little more comfortable explaining what Live Your Dream is to potential applicants or applicants that have applied, and you can tell them, you get money from the club, you could possibly get regional money, there's federation money. And so this will help you with that knowledge base. Okay, let's go back to the slide, please. Okay, the next one, the Club Participation Toolkit. Absolutely wonderful, so that you can help applicants and your club chair know what to do. I tell you, I don't know about you guys, but even when I kind of know what I'm doing, having something. Now, this is a multi-page. I was thinking of printing it off, but I do believe it's 30, 40 plus pages. But if you cursor through it, bring it up, save it on your computer or laptop, go through the whole thing. Some of it you can really fly through, but it really helps you The table of contents lets you know, oh, I want to see what a sample recruiting letter looks like, or you know, what my eligibility is for the women who are applying. It just really helps. Your judge's confidential agreement, your evaluation sheets. It even gives you samples of letters that can be sent to these applicants. And I just think it really gives you everything that you need to participate in the Live Your Dream, and helps you. So you have that support. But again, we are here. I was going through it. I will be honest. I don't think I'd gone through every page, or if I had, I'd kind of forgotten. But I was reading the Live Your Dream award speech instructions. And any of you who were at Region Conference know that I didn't read that very well before the Live Your Dream luncheon, because I probably could have done a much better job in giving my award speech. So I promise next year I'll give this a look. And if I don't remember it, don't remind me. But anyway, so lots and lots of information. I think it's really good that if you have a question in your head, you want to go to this, you read it. It makes sense. Wonderful. If you have more questions, get hold of us. I want to show you a poster. Besides getting in the portal, the most questions I've had so far is, how do we advertise? How do we get this information out that we can offer this Live Your Dream award? And so this is a copy of a poster that can just be put everywhere. It can be sent everywhere. And there's a QR code. Now, for those of you who are like me, and I was like, okay, what's a QR code? And then I saw the square. I was like, oh yeah, I know what that is. This is the wave of the future for the younger generation. They do not want to Google Live Your Dream application. They want to put their phone up to this QR code, click it, and it takes them right to the application. It just makes it easier for them. And so you can advertise who you are, who to contact, but you also have that QR code. And this kind of poster, like I said, can be printed and posted. It can be sent to various different places. And we can help you guys if you want some help with that. Oh, there she goes, putting stuff in. So easy to fill. It's just, you know, basically fill it in and print it, or fill it in and save it. It's just a really easy way to advertise. Obviously, there's other ways. I mean, you can put this on your social media and have it as an advertisement. Those of us who, again, are a bit older and don't do as much social media, find somebody in your club that can help you with that. Actually, the District 1 rep, a gal I've known for eons, she's an IT fiend. So that's who I lean on when I need IT stuff, because I just stink at it. But a good example, and we'd welcome to share this if you guys want to, you know, have examples of that. All right, back to slides. And then I don't know about you guys, but as I've gotten older, I absolutely adore YouTube videos. My refrigerator ice water froze up. I YouTubed it, found out, get a syringe. Luckily, you know, I work at a hospital. I was able to get some supplies and unthawed it. I don't know about you guys, but I love YouTube videos, because if somebody can tell me and show me, well, we have one for the club chair, and it goes through what you need, gives you that support. Governor Karen will show that link to you just so you see it. And you'll notice that there's 4 different videos, and there will be a 5th video. The 5th one, we are going to have a new transmittal form. You won't have what you've had in the past if you are a previous chair. And the transmittal form is what, for the newer folks, you keep track of who you gave your awards to, how much money you gave, how much time you spent. It's a lot of statistics. and it's going to be online now, so it's going to be much easier for everybody. But there will be a video about how to fill that in, and I actually played with it. If I can do it, you guys can do it. When I know that that has been set up and is available, I'll let everybody know about that. But these videos, I tell you, every year I just go through them just so I feel like I'm up and fresh. Even though we have all that other stuff we can read, there are days when I don't want to read anymore. I just want to listen and have them tell me how to do it. Thank you, Governor Karen. All right, next slide. And again, the QR code. And this, if you get your phone and take a picture of this, it'll take you straight to the website and the application. It is so easy. I had it sent to me from SIA. I can send it to whoever wants it. It's easy to find. It's just the way of the world. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not much into QR codes, but this is the way it is, and it makes it so much easier for our applicants to get to that application. All right, thank you. So some of the things that are causing issues, and again, some of you veteran chairs, we run into some similar things every year. And we've got a couple newer ones this year. The most important thing is that SIA has the correct Live Your Dream chair, because when they have a name attached to the chair, that's who they're going to send the welcome email. And this welcome email allows you to sign the confidentiality form and then access the portal. If there is nobody listed as the chair, then nobody's going to get sent this welcome letter. If the wrong name is on, then that person's going to get sent. And case in point, I'm going to talk about my own club, but we had someone else's name, and so she was getting the welcome stuff. And so we got that straightened out. I get an Excel spreadsheet, it's usually beginning of August, that has every club name, the president, and the Live Your Dream chair. And then it tells me if you've accessed the portal or not, or signed the confidentiality. Now, part of the issue this year is also we had issues with the confidentiality. There were region chairs and club chairs that somehow were able to bypass that form and were getting in the portal. And so SIA basically had to shut everyone down. And I know that's frustrating. It was frustrating for me. I got shut down, and they resent out emails so that you could sign the confidentiality again. And the reason for that, a lot of the women that we deal with are going through or have gone through a lot of bad stuff. Domestic violence, sexual assault, both. Just things that we need to make sure that we keep confidential. And so as much as it was a pain to have to go back in, sign that confidentiality form, wait a few days. I tried to get in right before this meeting, and I couldn't get in, but I was told by SIA it takes 2 to 3 days after they receive it. So I'm hoping I'm in tomorrow. So please don't get frustrated. If you are the club chair and you have not gotten that welcome letter, or you feel like you've done everything and you cannot access the portal, if you go in and the portal says your account is inactive, let your district rep or myself, actually CC me if you do the district rep, and we'll work on that through SIA. I want to make sure that everybody has access so that we can go from there. The other issue is club matching. And what that is when an applicant goes in and puts their zip code in, there's going to be a match to the closest club. Well, the system, I guess, and I'm not that good with IT, but because it's not an updated system, they weren't being matched well, or applicants weren't being told where it was going to go. Or if they put in a club, they weren't matched to that club. They are working on this. And if for some reason you have an applicant who contacts you, outside of the portal saying, I'm trying to get it into your club, let me know. They're working on it. They should be having this fixed. They have been pulling their hair out trying to get stuff fixed. We had a big Zoom the other day, and they're really trying. And then I don't know about you guys, but I don't do well with new stuff. I was told today at an earlier meeting that 62 is not old and I shouldn't be so cranky about new stuff. And of course, this was coming from a 30-something-year-old. So, it took everything I had not to maybe possibly say something that wasn't very professional. But I do know that folks are going to have some issues with the new electronic transmittal form. Please believe me, it's super easy. And you can't progress until you fill things in. It's not going to be half as much work as when you hand filled it in or did it online. And you can save it and you can go back to it. But once you send it, it lets you know it's been sent. And then you will receive a copy back. And it will tell you that SIA has received it. Now, that's not going to be until late January because these are due February 1, as in the past. But if you have issues with it, let me know. But again, I will make sure you guys know when that YouTube video goes out. That is, they walked us through it. All the regional chairs from the Federation got to go through this. And so I think the video will really, really help. So don't get too frustrated right at bat. The priorities that I want you to do, please, is make sure you can access that portal. If you haven't gotten anything to access that portal, I need to know. I want to get the list totally up to date. The other thing is if you feel like we might not have the correct email address, I've had a couple that have emailed me. They have a special email address just for the Live Your Dream, which makes perfect sense. But SIA doesn't have that. And so they are not contacting that person through that email. So if you let me know, I'll let SIA know. And then the confidentiality form, if you get a second one, if they're sending you, do it. It's super simple. You just do a couple check marks or clicks, and then you sign it online. You just do your finger and sign away. That will cover you, and you'll get a message back that it's been received. And then 2-3 days, you'll be able to access the portal. If it's longer than that, let me know. Okay, next one, please.
Sure, and we're taking
Can we do
questions at the end.
questions? Oh, okay, thank you.
If you can hang on to your questions,
Or put it in chat.
yeah,
Yeah, put it in chat.
or jot it down.
So important dates. I don't know about you guys, but I have to have everything marked down on dates. Everything that's listed here is on the website, except the deadline for transfer of applications. We kind of came up with that date because we need to make sure that you guys have enough time to judge if you've gotten an applicant from another club. So clubs, if you know you're going to have extra applicants that can be shared, I need to know how many. And then clubs that need applicants, please let me know. And I know this gets to be a little touchy, the subject, but I've had clubs tell me that they don't want to give an applicant an award that's outside their area. I understand there may not be as much one-to-one, but remember, if that gal has applied and she qualifies, she needs it. So if it's outside of where you live, if it's a distance away, and the club that's sending it, has already given so many, let's give some more. I would hate to have a club not give an award because they don't have any local applicants. So if you have questions about that, let's talk. We want to reach as many women as possible and increase the ability for them to go to school and make their life better. And sometimes we're going to have to do it outside of where we live. The one I don't want you to worry about, really, you guys don't have to worry about, is the February 15th. That's more for me and my non-Seroptimus judges figuring out the top 24. And this year, we will be able to give our 1 $5,000 and 4 $3,000. And then, of course, our Northwestern region gives 10 $1,500. But the region level is those 5, the 1 $5,000 and the 4 $3,000. And that's where we do the top 24. So the top 5 fall in that. And then the next 10 get the 1,500. Hopefully I haven't boggled your mind. And then we hear about, they say March 15th is federation level judging, but we frequently don't hear about who got that until later. So that one I wasn't always sure is an exact date, but that's what SIA says. Now, you can go to the next slide if you would like, Governor. So this is just a repeat of our contact information. And remember, just do the Live Your Dream chair. I am not a great typist. But one thing I wanted to share with you guys before we get kind of toward the end of this is Linda Maudry. She is our District 2 rep. And she's also has been doing Live Your Dream chair for over 10 years. She's a wealth of information. And so when I have somebody that I can basically try to drain their brain, I try to do that. And so I asked her what clubs do to increase the number of their Live Their Dream applications each year. And I'm going to read this because she emailed and let me know what they do. And I would love to hear from other clubs if you have great ideas and they've been successful to reach out to find these women so that they can apply. So some of the suggestions that she gave me, applicants who were not previously chosen as a Live Your Dream recipient and are currently still eligible, ask them to apply again. Obviously, they've got to be eligible, but if they didn't win the year before, they can reapply. They submit all their Live Your Dream information to the local college. She says that she likes to check the college website to make sure that the Live Your Dream information is easily located. If it's not, she contacts the college, and she also makes contact with the financial aid office at the local college. And last year, in addition to the Live Your Dream information, one college included a total award amount. This alone increased interest. So there was some extra money that the college put down for them. The financial director of this college also sent the Live Your Dream information to every department in the college. You know, we have a tendency to just maybe pick, I don't know, childcare areas within the college, or maybe nursing. I think it's really, really important that we get the information to every part of your local college and have it posted everywhere. I mean, your local, wherever you shop, they usually have bulletin boards. As much as we can get the information out that these gals are going to see it. But if you just kind of limit it, you know, social media is great, but I wouldn't just do the social media. I would have it in various different places. And the last thing she said was the Live Your Dream information was also shared with organizations and guest speakers who have similar goals. So let all your other civic organizations know what you're doing. A lot of the time, we're all kind of doing similar things. You know, we might be having, you know, a silent auction or this or that. The Live Your Dream is pretty unique. And so usually your other social or your other groups are going to be helpful in advertising this. You know, we can put it up everywhere. We cannot be shy about this. If somebody doesn't want it hung in their place of work or whatever, they're going to let us know. But if they don't say no, let's put it up. All right, so here again is your contact information. Please, please, please let us know what we can do to help. And we can go to some questions and answers. Or if there's something you think I missed, let me know and let's bring it up. This is a group effort, and I know we have some very experienced club chairs in this Zoom, and so any tricks of the trade, put it in chat. Anything you want to share with the group, put it in chat. But let's start with questions, Governor-elect Wendy.
Oh, if I
Okay.
could just interject 1 second,
Oh,
I'll
of
just
course.
say that we will just make a couple of corrections with a couple of little typos or links that don't work in this presentation, and it can be obviously as a PDF sent out to everybody, but also we'll put it on our website along with the video, which will be on our YouTube channel.
Thank you.
Right. One of the questions, can you go back and clarify the February 15th date?
Oh, that is for region judging.
Mhm.
Now, not everybody has districts. And so in, you know, our Northwestern region, we do have districts. And so the districts do their own judging. Each district, I will send applicants to the different districts. They never get their own district. They, let's say District 1 will only get 2, 3, and 4. They vote on their top 6. And then obviously I get the names of those 24. And then I need to pare that down for the top awards. And so that's region judging. So I get non-Seroptimists, usually 3 to 4 different generations to go through and use the judging form that's, you know, on the toolkit. And that's how we come down to who is going to get the 5,000, who's going to get the 3,000, and who's going to get the 1,500. I hope that clarifies it.
Yes. And then before I go to Pat, I see that your hand is up, but really quickly, how long do we need to keep the applications and evaluations as a
You know,
record?
they say at least a year. I would say minimum of a year. And I actually emailed SIA that because I had a person email me that same question. So I will make sure you guys know that that is the up-to-date timeline. I have to save stuff a little bit longer. And I would suggest you just put it on a little storage container, whatever the real name is for that. And then, you know, write on it the year, you know, 21, 22. I have like 4 of them that I've got. But I will double check that year is good.
Okay. And then Pat, you have a question. If you could take yourself off mute.
Yeah, I have a couple questions, actually.
Okay.
Excellent.
First of all, on the new confidentiality one we got, one
Correct.
of the things that it says in there is, to me, it's telling me we can't talk to them, refraining from any attempt to contact the Live Your Dream applicant or obtain additional information on him or her. We call all of ours because almost every time the financials are not clear. They don't match what their income and there's just no matching. And sometimes that's the only, we need to talk to them. So this to me is telling me we can't do that.
Okay, I don't remember seeing that when I did mine, but absolutely, we have to have communication with them. We don't want to share that with others. But
Right.
whoever the Live Your Dream Chair is should be able to have a conversation, especially if there's any discrepancies. So, I don't have that in front of me because I already did mine, but I will
Well, I
double
was
check.
reading from it. I was reading from it.
Yeah, the new form. I don't
Yeah.
remember it saying that, so obviously I must have.
Yeah, it's number 4, numeral number
Okay.
4. And then it also says on numeral number 3, refrain from printing the information and from forwarding or saving it to a personal or third-party device or account. And yet they let us know when there's a point we have to download it because it's not going to be available on the portal.
That's true. And you're gonna have to, depending on who your winner is, you'll have to download it onto the electronic transmittal form.
Right.
All right. Gosh, I just don't remember that stuff, but let me check on that with SIA, and that's number 4 and
Number 3, number 3 and number 4.
gotcha. All right.
Okay. Any other questions, Pat?
Yeah, I had another question. So I know you're saying the February 1st and February 15th are district and regional. But what is the cutoff for us turning in? For us?
Yeah, I need to have everything by February 1st. So
Okay.
plan on that.
That was
I say
confusing
by,
last
meaning
year.
maybe the end of January so that you are
Yeah.
done by February 1st.
Okay.
Good question.
Okay. And then the zip code issue. If I hadn't been alerted by somebody that they had turned in an application, we had 5 applications that went to Portland. Now, luckily, Portland, I'm in Gresham,
Mhm.
where a lot of Gresham is Portland. It's very
Right.
confusing. And wonderful Portland. I love you guys in Portland, the Portland Club. And we worked it all out and made sure that we had the ones that had applied and we're wanting them to go to us, that we had promoted in that. So that zip code thing is really
Yeah.
difficult because there's no way they don't know.
They don't.
club?
And what I would say, Pat, is I would ask everybody that's listening and pass it on that if you get applications that you're pretty sure probably should go in a neighboring area, make contact.
Okay.
This club matching, they were trying to explain it to me that the two systems don't integrate. And because it's so old, sounds like some of us, huh? But anyway, and so
Yeah.
we are going to have to kind of do some of this on our own. And I apologize. And I'm hoping in the next couple of years we'll be past this. But, great catch. I'm really glad the person got hold of you and that Portland was helpful. But again, let's work together. If you feel like it should go to a neighboring, let's make that happen. But keep me in that loop because I want to keep SIA notified of how this is going. Because I just think it's really important that, they see you guys are having to do some extra work. And you really shouldn't have to do that. But for these gals, we'll jump through some hoops.
Okay, so really quickly, Kate, to piggyback on top of that, Sally Pito over in District 3, they have same situation, 2 clubs with the same zip code. Would you like them to just keep the lines of communication open and just share?
Please do. Please
Okay,
do.
so
That's
hopefully
excellent.
that answered Sally's question.
Thanks,
I do
Sally.
see Wanda and Therese have hands up, but let me just ask one other question. Okay, so one of the members, she's a new member, is wondering if she needs to fill out the confidentiality form. She's getting the emails for the portal, but how does she know if she needs to fill out the confidentiality form?
Has she accessed the portal?
Okay, so she accesses the portal, she should be able to get in there and fill out the confidentiality.
Well, the confidentiality comes before you can access the portal, or it should. Again, this is another issue where people have been able to bypass the confidentiality form. So she should have gotten the confidentiality form first in a welcome letter, though it's supposed to be sent a second time because of the first time issue. And then she'll get access to the portal.
Okay, perfect. All right, Wanda, you have your lovely hand raised.
Hi, Wanda.
Hi, I just wanted to piggyback on Pat Smith, what she was talking about. And Mount Hood Community College is located out near Gresham or in Gresham. And I did see that we had 3 applicants that came through that all were from Mount Hood Community College. And I hadn't seen that before because normally we get Portland Community College. So when Pat contacted me and said, what's kind of funny, I just have to tell you this because that's one of the reasons too, we found out. One of the applicants, she sent in her questions in Spanish.
Oh,
And she had asked if she could do that. And they told her yes, because they had a Spanish speaking person in their club. And so when I got her application, it was in Spanish. Well, she's in trouble with me. So I wrote back to her and asked her if she would please interpret that in English. And so then she went back to her contact in the Gresham Club and said, well, I was told I needed to translate. And that's kind of when everything started. And whoever this person, this Wanda was that sent me this email. So this year I'm going to watch. So if I do see applicants coming through from Mountain Hood Community College, I'm also going to check with Pat because it's just a clue that they've probably reached the wrong club. And it's because they live in Portland. Their zip code is closer to our club, not the Gresham Club.
okay.
So
And
anyway,
yeah,
just so if anybody has any situations like that, you may want to know, what the colleges are and how close they are to your club.
that's great info. Thank you, Wanda.
Sure.
Thank you,
you're welcome.
Wanda. Therese Hughes from the fabulous SI Eugene, you're on mute. So you just have to unmute, Therese.
There you go.
There we go. Hi, ladies.
Hey.
Yes, I wanted to follow up on one of Pat's comments too, and comment on the financial issue. When I have been under the impression that we can't contact them directly, and so when you're reviewing an application and you find something that it's a good application, but something is missing or doesn't, or you need further information, they have a little box and you fill that in and email them your question.
True. You're right. You're right. Yes.
And so an example is last year, I sent 3 applications back because the financials were just not making any sense whatsoever. And I know that that's a difficult issue for many applicants. They just aren't accustomed to doing it, whatever. And so, but when I fill that out and I send them back a nice, happy to have your application, we received your application, blah, blah, blah. All we need some clarification on your financials. There is some assistance with in the application portal if you need it or whatever. And I have never heard back. Over the last couple of years, I sent at least 1 out the year before, 3 last year, and I felt really bad because so I think SIA maybe should know that that was a good looking application except for that. And
right. And I'm glad you mentioned that because, hearing what Pat had to say, it was last year was, the updated portal, and I had never done the portal. So I had to kind of learn it. And I remember seeing that part where we're supposed to work with the applicants that way. And Pat, I think that's what's with the confidentiality form. They don't want you interacting until you've declared someone is going to receive money. But I will follow up on that because they're supposed to, the application's not supposed to go forward until everything's done. And so you're supposed to be able to send this information. They get notified that they need to do some updating, they're supposed to resend that to you. And I'm worried that they didn't like that they got it, or they tried to resend it and it didn't work. So I will follow up with SIA on that. Thank you. And Pat,
Thanks,
I'm gonna
thanks very
follow.
much.
Oh, absolutely. And Pat, I'm gonna follow up because I think that's what's up with the confidentiality form. I know I signed it and I know I wasn't reactive to it. And I think that's exactly what it was. It doesn't mean you can't deal with them later, but we're supposed to do everything through the portal. But again, let me double check. I always like to get confirmation before I say for sure.
Okay, thank you, Therese. All right, Kate, Kathleen from Seattle Met. She wants to know if an application is received with insufficient information and we return it to get it corrected, how long does it take to get it back?
Well, and I think this is very similar to what Teresa was talking about. They get notified that they need to update. If they update it right away, it should come back pretty quickly. There shouldn't be, days delay for them filling it in and it coming back. I know last year many clubs did get it back within a short period of time. I really worry that applicants, get that message from us that things are missing and they're just like, I'm done. But I will remind SIA, I'm taking notes because I don't remember anything, that if for some reason they're finding out this portal is slugging stuff not coming back, because if an applicant puts in the information that we're missing, we should be able to get that as soon as possible. So I will double check that.
Okay,
And if you, let me interrupt one sec, Governor-elect Wendy. If you guys run into this issue, you've sent it, nothing's come back, let me know, or let the district rep know, and they'll let me know, because I know SIA can go in and kind of see what's up. It is up to the applicant if they send stuff back, but we don't want anything stuck in the portal that's not coming back to you guys.
perfect.
Thank you, ma'am.
And Joe Jean Peters, I'm not sure what club she is from. However, she wants to know how she can access the website to register as the contact person. She thought she had done it, but she has not received any information.
Okay, so SIA has to know that you're the club rep, and that's what I'm assuming that you're mentioning. They say it has to be on the roster, that the club president or treasurer, whoever has access to that, needs to update that. Part of the problem is, and this happened in my own club, they updated it. The president and the treasurer could see it had been updated, but my club chair had not gotten the information, so then we had to let SIA know. So if you've jumped through those hoops to let SIA know, and the portal is, or excuse me, the roster is up to date, you gotta email me with a good email address and which club, and I'll let SIA know, and we'll make sure that you are the designated person for your club.
Okay, I have another question from Kat Zander. She says, it's on Washboard. If people apply after reading it there, does the system send their apps on to the correct club?
That's a good question. It's supposed to, but I'm concerned that we're having issues with stuff going to the correct club. So
right.
that I can't tell you for sure. What I would, I think what we need to make sure is we're keeping track, and if we're not seeing stuff coming our way that you already know should be coming your way, or you're concerned, we can have SIA take a peek and check on these things.
Right. Marie Falmo just commented that when she needed an update last year, the applicant made the change, but she was not notified. She was able to access her application again, and she did find that it had been done, but she wasn't notified that it had been done. So,
okay.
And then Brenda Anderson says, if you send an application back for clarification or additional information, is the system able to let us know that the message has been read or received?
I have not, and you guys out there in Zoom world, let me, tell me your thoughts. But from what I was hearing last year and the year, well, last year was the updated portal. They were not getting notified that the applicant had gotten the updated information or had put it in. They just had to go back in and double check. It would be really nice if we knew the applicant got the message, they need to update this stuff, but it doesn't seem to work that way.
Okay. All right, more questions, anybody? Any
I
more
see it.
hands up?
I do see a hand up from Joe Jean Peters. Is that right? If you could unmute.
Okay. Hi, I'm
Hey.
with Cedro Woolley.
Oh, okay.
Hi, and I had another one previously. We had an applicant that was very strong, and we were going to award it to her. And being in a very small community, one of the people that was reviewing all of the applicants said, and we had more or less blocked out all of the names, but we had all of the other information. And this one of the reviewers said, is that person living in such and such city? And we said yes, and they said, I know that person, and she's actually married, and her husband makes a lot of money. So how do we evaluate people properly so that we know that they are telling the truth about being, the head of household, not having enough income, etc.?
Well, and that's a good question, because we can only go by what's on the application. And you can only hope that these people are going to be truthful, because they're in need. Unfortunately, in small areas, everybody knows everybody. And I think, it's important that we do whatever we can do for reviewing these applications for people, not to know each other. Now, that's easy for me to say. I live in a bigger area. Those who live in very small areas, that's going to be difficult to do. So we can only go by what we read. I think if somebody's able to say that, I would get some verification. That gets dicey. It gets very, very dicey. And if anybody has any thoughts on that, please share. I see Teresa's hand up. I didn't know if anybody else's hand is up.
I would be concerned that maybe there was domestic violence or something going on that maybe the person with all the information may not realize. And then we're excluding someone who's trying to better their situation, maybe get out of that situation. So I think even when people are doing it with good intentions, there's a chance that we could be unaware that there may be other factors involved.
Well, we still have to make sure that we're following, what the rules are, meaning she needs to be head of household.
Right.
But I totally understand, what you're saying. And it could be, and maybe they've separated and we don't know that information. Again, we've got to go by the application. I would be very careful about having those who are reviewing, I don't know, sharing too much information. I know, Therese, do you have a thought on that? I see your hand up.
Well, I was thinking, again, as you said, we need to be very careful about confidentiality of what we know.
Yeah.
And with asking questions that are inappropriate. But when we talk to
Right.
the references, we might be able to get some idea about their situation that they're in. That they've
Yeah.
talked about in their essays, because they are asked in the essay not to give any names or places, but
Right.
to give their situation and whatnot. And the references ought to know some of that.
That's excellent point. Yes, thank you for sharing that because, the references are going to let us know information. And, we don't know what's going on in that person's life. It may be known that she's married and the person, the spouse does make a lot of money, but we don't know that they've separated or we don't know the whole circumstances. So I would say as much as we can, we read the application, we do the references, which is, I didn't even go there, but thank you, Therese, and make that judgment because, we hope these folks are being honest with us, and that's all we can do. And we've got to
Sure.
think the best of them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wanda?
Yeah, just, Kate, you were talking about references and it just reminded me that we had an applicant who used her mother as a reference. And it states right on the application that the reference, they have to give 2 references and that they give their name and their email. And then SIA sends the email to the references and have them answer the questions. So
Right.
the applicant never sees the reference, what they've said, but we as the chair, get them through the portal.
Right.
So what was really odd was this applicant had a different last name. And when I saw the reference had the same last name, and again, it was a little bit unusual. I looked at that and said, I wonder if this is a relative.
Yeah.
And it was a female. And so I wrote to her, I used the portal and I just sent a message to the applicant and asked her if she, who this person was. And she wrote back and she said, she's my mother. So I just had to pull her application. She at that point was ineligible. And of course, SIA wouldn't know that.
No, they
They
wouldn't.
have to ask certain eligibility questions in the very beginning. And if they qualify there, that's fine. But when the references go out there, they don't know. So it was just by accident I saw that. So anyway, just alert everyone that certainly can happen if they don't read the rules right.
Correct. Thanks, Wanda.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And what Sandra just wrote in the chat, I think is so important. Sandra, do you want to talk about that? I think that's just so important.
Yeah, years ago, we ran across a situation where somebody did know the gal who was applying. She was an next door neighbor, and she just didn't like her because she didn't like the way she treated her dogs. And it swayed some people on the board, and we did not give her an award. And so I co-chair with Mary Lynn, and we talked about it afterwards and said, from now on, if you know them in a personal level in any way, you have to recuse yourself. You do not say anything positive or negative, one way or the other. You just say, I know them and I'm out of that particular commenting on that particular individual.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way to do it, especially those of you that are in smaller areas. You are going to know everybody. And we've got to make it as fair and impartial as possible. So thank you, Sandra.
There is one other question I'm seeing. It's the question about how do you access the portal for the club chair?
And I think Governor-elect Wendy put the website in, but it's in the SIA website. And the other way you can do it, because I've yet to learn how to save that website. I know I should be able to figure that out easily, but I will go in the SIA website and go under the Live Your Dream area. And if you cursor down, it'll take you to where you can go into the portal. And then you put your login and your password, and it takes you right in. Now, if you're really techie, you save that address at the top. I don't know where you're going to put it, but I just go into the SIA website each time to go in. I know there's an easier way, but this brain, if you see the hair, you can see how frazzled my brain is. I retire in 10 months. I will be not so frazzled this time next year.
Okay, any
Awesome.
other last
Yes, Wanda.
questions?
Wait,
Wanda?
I'm just gonna say, one thing I've done, because sometimes that portal address every year is different,
Yes,
or it seems like it's a
it
little
seems
different.
like it.
And I always had difficulty with it if I had to try to find it. So what I do is after you're through the confidentiality agreement, and then it'll access, you can click and it'll take you right to the portal.
Mhm.
I just bookmark that. I go up and click on the bookmarks and bookmark it. So it's always at the top by my browser, and I just click on it and it takes me right there.
Oh,
it's
you're so
just a-
smart.
Just a little trick.
Thank you. I need those tricks. I just, I take care of patients. I'm just not much of a computer person. And Governor Karen learned that when she was district director and I was her secretary. I was pretty useless.
Okay, so we have another question from Lori Altman from SI Florence. In a situation where there is an error, like using an incorrect reference or leaving out key information, is there a way to fix it?
Well, you can, and you guys help me out here. In the portal, you should be able to contact the person to say they're missing information. Now, as we've heard from others, do we know that they're getting that, and are they updating the information? Now, I know clubs last year, it worked. They were lacking stuff. They let the applicant know through the portal, and then that information came and they were able to continue on. But that is in the portal to be able to say if an application is lacking what is needed.
All right.
I hope that answers. Any other questions or comments or thoughts?
No, but Kathleen from Seattle Met congratulates you. She wishes her brain worked like yours when she's frazzled.
Oh, Kathleen, you're just a goof.
And I'm wondering if District 1 Rep Melissa would like to wave her hand and say hi.
Oh, is she here?
She is. I found her.
Hey, Mel. We've known each other for 36 years, 37 years.
Wow.
Before we were married, before we had kids, before we had wrinkles.
So I don't see the other district reps on our Zoom tonight. I know they had some other issues come up.
Yeah, Linda Maudry, I hope I'm saying her last name right. For District 2, there were fires nearby her. So I told her just be safe and not worry about this. So, and I'm sure Joe's up to her eyebrows like she usually is. So, but, I want you guys to know you can contact any of us. Feel free to contact your district rep and CC me. I always love that because then I can, learn from you guys and see what's going on. I have a great relationship with the SIA people for Live Your Dream. Jackie and Sarah are the two people I deal with, and they're really wonderful to work with. They know things are frustrating. They know about the club matching. They were very frustrated with the confidentiality issue. They want to do nothing but help us. But if we have issues, we are going to let them know. And the expectation is they're going to help us, because we can't do what we need to do if things aren't working right. And technology for some of us is hard enough as it is without having, the bumps in the road.
And Kate, I am wondering, will you be able to send out the PDF of the presentation to everybody through the email addresses you've collected, in addition to it being on the website? I don't want to make more work for you, but I just
Oh,
did.
sure. Now that she's told everybody I'm supposed to do it, that was subtle of her, huh? Yes. How about you do this? If you guys want it, because not all of you will want it, will you just email me and then I will send it to you? Because we've got some veterans on this call that have been doing this for a while. I recognize names from, the last couple of years. But if you want it, email me and I will send it to you. Karen loves to give me work.
Well, thank
You're
you
so good at it.
Yeah, well, that's debatable. And
Exactly.
you know, guys, if any of you have tricks of the trade, um, things you think will help other clubs, if you're running into similar, issues that are just driving you bonkers, share that stuff with me, because trust me, other clubs can use your tricks of the trade and they may be running into the same bumps. And, we're all out to do the exact same thing, is to help these women. And so anything we can do to help each other. And again, like I said, we got some real veterans out there who probably could run circles around me when it comes to live your dream. And so you guys can really help if we have issues.
All right. I thank you all so much for being here tonight. If there's no other questions, I want to thank Region Chair Kate again for being a fabulous adventure guide tonight, and Governor-elect Wendy for all of her wonderful chat review and Q&A time.
Yes, thank
And
you.
Yeah, just thank you all
And
for
thank you
being
to
here.
Governor Karen for
Yes.
organizing.
Bye-bye.
Woo-hoo, woo-hoo.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
And thank you guys for taking the time. Most of us are pretty busy, and I really, really appreciate you coming on, sharing information, asking questions, just listening. I really wish we'd have a year where nothing would change. I do like not having change, but the portal's the same, but we do have the electronic transmittal, which I think you guys will love. I actually was able to figure out how to use it one time through. So that tells you it's not very hard. I was shocked how easy it was. But thank you for everything you do. And remember, let's try to get every club to at least do one. And some of these clubs I know do multiples. And I'm always so happy to see that, because every woman we reach, we're helping them and we're helping their family. So I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.